Okay, the question is, I have this shot and I want him to be absorbed into the screen. So we have a clean plate, which is like him without
Yeah.
the the shots. We're gonna do it in After Effects. So I make a composition. I call it. Let's call it comp for this shot, some number X or something.
Yeah.
And first step is separating him using rotor brush. So I just click on the rotor brush, double click on this layer, and then press tilde key, and then start say that the area that I want. I think I'm gonna include the. Oh no, not include, but we'll be back. Maybe I'm not including the steering wheel. Okay, these are part of his body, part of his body, part of his body, and here as well. Here is not holding. Oh god. So do it again. So this after the brush cannot be added until the current frame finish rendering. Okay. Um, I just want the rotor brush. Visibility to be. I set the rotor brush visibility to that little red man,
Yep.
so it shows me like where is rotor. So this is not part of his body. Maybe I said do not render. So we don't need to render it constantly. So these are not part of his body. And this is not. This is part of his body. Oh, too much. Let's all by let's all. No. Okay, this is frame number one, so we just move forward and see how it does. A little bit of cleaning in this area holding Alt. But other than that, seems doing alright. Cleaning here. This is doing alright. Further forward. Doing alright. And this one, okay. I think we are fine until the end of the shot. So now what I want to do is, because this is outtake, so not included, so when we are back, he is separated from the background. We can have a bit of feathering around. rotor brush as well, which is, if I press F on it, probably no. No, no, okay. Okay, so before going any further, because I might lose the information on the rotor brush, it's not so stable.
Or maybe save it just quickly, just in case.
Saving doesn't help.
Oh.
So what I want to do is I just press Ctrl M and export it as a PNG sequence. Make sure this is RGBA, so alpha channel comes through, and save it on the same folder as Roto. I can say this is Roto dot, and then the padding, render it. So once it's finished, I bring it into my comp, because this is very processing intensive. So that's why better to render it and bring it in and make sure that the key actually, so this is 30 frames per second, so this one's gonna be also 30 frames per second. So I replace this with the old one. So like I delete this one, so now I have this one on top of my shot. So when I add it here, so everything is as the same. But so when I, let me just call it top layer, and this is gonna call it clean plate. So for the clean plates, so let me just turn this off and set the transparency here. So I have the chance to adjust move the clean plates in place. I think we have to rotate it a bit, 1.8, and fit it there. So I think I just fit here. We don't need to be too picky. We can do a bit of adjustments, and that's enough. What I can do, I can keep top layer, most of it, like from, if I hold mask size, I keep most of it alongside here, and so that's top layer. I press F for feathering it, so you will see that it's like kind of blended into the bottom layer. And then we have our actor on top. So you see that everything works. Now at this stage, so we have to decide when he. So let's say he is pulled into the screen, maybe from here around. Or like. Uh, I don't want to see a hand. So, like, okay. So now I think at this stage we can pull him into that. So the thing that I'm going to use is pin tool. So I add some pins on this layer. Adding some pins on his body. and then use this tool because we're gonna like do this. We're gonna, but very shortly with like a lot of, very quickly with a lot of keyframes. So this puppet tool have a bunch of pins on it. I just have to make sure that they are all keyframes. Is it keyframe? Oh yes. So, oh yeah, this is the mesh keyframes, and they are on the. Oh yes, all of them are here. So what happens is that here he will like when he looks, we can yeah like we can start stretching him.
So it's like a robot that they send to Mars to try to find.
Actually, I'm gonna keep this to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe now we just have all of them.
The robot. Oh, opportunity. This is the pre-bin.
Okay. So we have to
No,
play
I'm
the
doing
animation.
it mostly in
Okay.
Mars.
So this is too slow, right? And
Yeah, I
too.
just blocked it out with some keyframes. It's more to get my timing right because before I did this, the animatic was like 3 minutes.
I want to. Okay, I'm gonna delete these keyframes.
This is like 1:20, but it's slightly rushed, so it'll probably end up being
Maybe I select
close
here,
to
press
2 minutes
UU
by the time
to
it
bring all the keyframes.
actually gets done. Yeah.
So let's
I'm
do.
trying to figure out the rope. Tethys. It's the Greek goddess of springs of
Okay,
water.
this is
That's
too
like
slow.
comes
So like I
from
make it
the
like much faster. Like. And here gonna be like much more.
So anyway,
I'm gonna add keyframe to all of them as well.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And here.
Okay.
And then suddenly. Okay.
I've got a little square one like this. I've got it's it's one of these. And it's got magnets in the back. But it has like a camera, a phone app and stuff. You can like control the colors and stuff.
The best. Okay. Probably we don't see a lot of this because I am going to. I just want to see what is this thing on it.
900 is pretty cheap for the camera.
Is it coming from the puppet tool? Yes, it comes from the puppet tool. And how to fix it? Expansion.
When's that? So it's an apartment thing.
Yes, it's not long. It's been Plus, it's a pasta, just whip it up.
Yeah.
We actually can cook. So just make a bag. And then I mean, that's even a noodle.
I know how to cook. Is that what you mean?
Well, then you just do what you gotta do. Make us something.
Wait, so
Okay, let's finish this and then take care of this little cramp on his face. So now, what we do? We apply some directional blur on him, and the blur direction is going to be in this direction towards the screen, and it's going to be like, you see it like a lot of blur, but not
how
now.
major that is, but like
So the
continuity with,
blur
like,
is like
hair length.
0 here, and like suddenly becomes more, and suddenly becomes a lot more. It's gonna like,
Oh.
but this is too slow to my
Yeah.
eyes. So I grab all of these keyframes and see if I can. Do you love these keyframes, and I make them closer to each other. It needs a lot of refinements anyway. Okay. Then I add a shine on TV. So like we need a adjustment layer here on top, and this shine on it. And I want this shine coming from the TV, so the center of the shine would be on TV,
Oh, yeah.
like coming from the TV. This redness is not what I like, so I make it yellowish. And the ray length much. Boost the lights. So now you can animate this one, this shine opacity. Actually, we can make this. Okay. So
You might need to keyframe
yes.
that shine.
Oh,
whoa.
So we want animated from here, which is 0, and then like here it goes to like 100.
Whoa.
And then 100 again. Like here I have to say, like once he's sucked in, it is still 100 until it just gradually goes back to 0. So let's play it. What's happening? I think this movement is like this crack we see is because of the background and things are not stabilized. So they need a bit of stabilization. so that we can take care of. Okay, and to get rid of this crack, we have this effect opacity, which takes care of that. And still, so see the oh, the puppet tool stopped working. Oh, okay. So like, what I do, I turn the opacity, which is the effect opacity means like the functionality of this effect.
Yeah.
We don't need it up to here, right? So up to here, it's gonna be 0. So we don't see that crack on his face, but then like when this is gonna happen, like around here, so it's like ooh, like now it works nice. It's not clean. There's a lot to do yet,
Yeah.
so, but that's the procedure.